There we go. 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 Got it. My bad, y'all. My bad. My BAD. Anyway, guys, did y'all hear the song? Did you hear the song in the beginning? Did y'all hear the song in the beginning, or we gotta bring it back? I don't mind bringing it back. Up, yep, there we go. We gotta bring it back. You know, we gotta have a theme for the day. Listen, there we go. There we go. If you know the song, sing along. If you know the song, sing along. Y'all know what we talking about. Y'all know what we talking about. Y'all know the song. Y'all know the song. Y'all know the song. Y'all know the song. Y'all know what we talking about today. It's an Aerosmith classic. The theme song for Mrs. Doubtfire. I need to put it in my soundboard. He's a she. He's a she. He's a he she. Oh man, y'all know what that is. Y'all know what it is. Oh shit. Go ahead, sing along. Go ahead and sing along. Y'all know what we talking about. Y'all know what we talking about. Oh man. All right, we had to do that one again. R.I.P. to the Hulkster. R.I.P. to the Hulkamaniac. R.I.P. to Hulk Hogan. 71 years old. They said he died from a cardiac arrest. Um, that's like, damn. You know what I mean? He was a staple in a young man's life, all the way back to the WWF, all the way back to where he played Thunderlips in Rocky 3. You know, NWO era. You know what I mean? WCW, WWE, the true American hero. I am a real American. Man, listen. Hulk Hogan was the man. You know what I mean? But they said he had. They said I heard a couple of days ago that he had some issues though. I heard a couple of days ago that he was having some issues, and then now he's not here anymore. He was doing some naughty shit with some younger women and caught a heart attack. Are these younger women that are of age, or these younger women that are not of age? I hope they're younger women that are of age. Okay, you know. Shout out to Hulk Hogan, man. Damn. 71. That's the third. That's the third. That's the third celebrity to die this week, ain't it? He's the third celebrity to die this week, right? We had Malcolm Jamal Warner. He died drowning in Costa Rica, which is wild. Ozzy Osbourne, I don't even know how he held on as long as he held on. He died at 76. I just thought the drugs would have took him out a long time ago. I remember when they had their TV show, you could barely understand what the fuck he was talking about. Like his brain was just mush. But Ozzy Osbourne dead at 76, and now we got Hulk Hogan. Hulk Hogan dead at 71 years old. It's crazy. One of the Shallow Hal actors died today. Really? Interesting. Interesting. But, rest in peace to all three, man. It's crazy. Death does come in threes. That's what they say, right? That's what they say. That's what they say. Hold on. We got anything going on over on Kick? I forgot to put the Kick chat in. Got to put the Kick chat in. Sorry, Kick. We're gonna switch y'all over. What protocol say? Jeez. Why couldn't it be Biden? You still think Biden here? You still think Biden here? My bad, Mop. I got you now, yo. I got you now, bro. Mop and Holden, what's the deal, bro? He didn't what? He didn't take the juice, just the what? The talk pills. Oh man. Hold on. There we go. But yeah, that's crazy. I was just like, damn, three people this week. It's wild. You know what I mean? Mm-mm-mm. Anyway, R.I.P. to Hulk Hogan. So as you heard in the intro, we know this is Biden number 3, 2, 4, 5, 6. Hunter said his dad was doing all kinds of stuff to keep him talking right. I guarantee they had him on all types of Adderall and Prozac, fucking uppers. I guarantee they did. I guarantee they did. You was hoping they would do an Ozzy movie before he died? They didn't? Damn, I thought they did. Or at least for the band. Word? I ain't never seen that movie on Netflix. Mm-mm-mm. Yeah, exactly. That was all a conspiracy theory that they had on all sorts of fucking uppers and all that shit. Yeah, we said it on this stream. We said that shit on this stream. Make sure this ain't. There we go. Make sure this got the air hitting this shit just right so it don't fucking go out on me. They gave Biden some unreleased drugs. They gave him some of that unreleased adrenochrome is what they gave him. They gave him some unreleased adrenochrome is what they gave him. The world. That's right. Okay. They gave him that unreleased adrenochrome. Anyway. So Candice Owens is being sued by Bridget Macron, which is wild. I didn't think that somebody from a whole nother country could sue somebody in America. I guess I'm wrong about that. It's interesting. I guess you could. I guess you could sue somebody from another country. Anyway, Candice is being sued by Bridget Macron for defamation. I'm sitting here like, but is it really defamation? But is it really defamation, guys? Is it really defamation? I just want to know what y'all think. You know, we've covered it on this show. You know what I mean? We've covered it on the show. I remember it was just a one-off. We were covering something where Biden and Joe Biden had visited. Joe Biden and Joe Biden had visited France, and they were taking a picture, right? And I stopped the video, and I was like, "Is it me or does Bridget Macron look like a man?" And I feel like I said it before Candice had said it. Or I had said it and somebody had said, "Hey, yo, I think, did you see Candice's video?" And I was like, "What video?" It was just a one-off. We were covering something. Biden and Joe Biden were in France, or they came, or the French, whatever. Sorry about that, guys. And they took their photo out, and I'm like, "Yo, is it me or does Bridget Macron look like a dude?" I believe I said she looked like Chris Kattan. I said she looked like Chris Kattan from Corky Romano. And we were just, riffing on it that night. But then Candice took that shit and fucking ran with it. Candice took that shit and ran with it. She did a whole fucking docu-series, Becoming Bridget. But rightfully so. The stuff that they were coming out with, it made sense. It made sense. And I started thinking about a video that I made about Macron getting smacked by like a fucking bystander or something. He was out there doing a presser and he went to go shake some people's hand and this guy smacked him in the face all zesty like. I was like, damn, you just smacked Macron like Macron walked out the house and left money on the dresser. What y'all think? Jay said Macron watches Candice Owens. I guess because Macron called Trump like a year ago, maybe almost a year ago, and asked Trump to talk to Candice and ask her to stop. I like, nigga, you doing that validates what the fuck Candice is saying. That's the crazy part. That's the crazy part. What's up, Conta? But this is the other thing. Apparently, some other journalists over there in France or Europe did a whole book on Bridget Macron secretly being a man. And Bridget Macron sued them not for defamation, for bullying. Listen, she sued them not for defamation, but for bullying. So I'm like, okay, that further validates Candice Owens' assertions. You didn't sue these dudes for defamation. You didn't say, hey, they're calling me a man. I'm not a man. I'm every woman. It's all in me. Oh, whoa, whoa. No, you said, oh, they're bullying me. And I'm like, that's a pretty interesting choice of words. They're bullying you. So, is the allegations true? Now, if they're suing Candice Owens for defamation, and Candice Owens has evidence to the contrary, and evidence supporting that why she thinks that Brigitte Macron is a man, they fucked up. They fucked up big time. They fucked up big time. They could have left that shit alone, right? Like, how thin-skinned you got to be? Or do you have something to hide? Or do you have something to hide? Y'all like the glasses? Y'all like my Meta glasses? It's pretty cool. I need to wipe the lenses off. It's pretty dope. Anyway. Well, you got something to hide. And I'm willing to bet you got something to hide. Now, I don't know about it being his father. I don't know about how old would his father be? How old is Macron? He got to be in his 50s, right? Macron got to be in his 50s, right? His father, I would assume, would be in his 70s. Like, it don't make sense to me for it to be his father. Maybe the teacher. They said it could have been this guy teacher. That's a possibility. Pause, Mop. Pause. She's salivating at the mouth behind the lawsuit. Yo, apparently Candice got served her papers yesterday or the day before, and she want all the smoke. She want all the smoke, right? Usually when they see that, they might do a public apology and all this other stuff. Candice is like, nah, let's go. What's up, Justine? Candice is like, let's go. We're going to fight this shit. And we're going to win. Candice is certain that she's right. And I'm going to go out and say that I think Candice is right too, because like I said, my initial thing, I never seen Bridget Macron until the day I made my statements. I had never seen what she looked like until that day. And I remember that. I'm trying to find the stream. I don't know if I was suspended that day and I was just on Rumble. I don't know. And I've done so many streams, I might not be able to figure it out. It's not like I named it that. It was just something that I remember it was just something that we came across. I think we were just scrolling on Twitter and we came across it and was like, hey, yo, dude look like a lady. What happened to whose lawsuit? He said that's a dude for sure. What's up, Bobby? Bobby in the building. How'd the baguette? And wasn't it a video that came out of like Macron getting beat up by his wife or getting smacked up or fucking hemmed up or some shit? Like she jacked this nigga up all up in the collar and shit. And then he tried to come off the plane like nobody saw it. I don't know. I don't know. Now what I'll say is this. Who cares? Who cares if Brigitte Macron is a man or a woman? It's just fucking weird. It's fucking weird. You know what I mean? It's really fucking weird. And apparently, this goes back to like back in the day. Like apparently, other like even presidents' wives here in America, they were rumored to be cross dressers or women. We ain't talking about just Michelle Obama. We talking about other presidents whose wives they looked a little masculine. Okay, a couple other presidents' wives that looked a little strong in the neck. You know what I mean? Looked had a strong face. You know, but again, Bridget Macron is tripping out about it. She's all sad and shit. She's suing. She's suing Candice. You know, now lucky for Candice, Brigitte Macron is suing her, and it ain't got nothing to do with Michelle Obama. Because Candice might be the fourth celebrity no longer with us. Oh man, Joan Rivers came out and said that Michelle's a man. Everybody knows that. She fucking no longer with us before she's supposed to be no longer with us on a botched fucking surgery, routine surgery. I'm assuming the chef went missing and got drowned in fucking the Hamptons or Martha's Vineyard or wherever it was because he might have seen some shit or he was participating in that shit and his ass got fucking taken the fuck up out of here. I think Candice knew better than to dig into Michelle Obama's fucking past. She was like, I might come up missing. I might come up missing. Oh, shit. But what y'all think? What y'all think? Y'all think that Brigitte Macron is a man? You think Brigitte's name is Bob? Bill? What y'all think? Y'all think that it's being blown out of proportion and she's just an ugly woman? That's what I want to know. Y'all think it's being blown out of proportion and she's just an ugly woman? I'm curious. The chef saw the ding-a-ling-a-ling, ooh, ding-a-ling. Pause. I'm just saying, what y'all think? Y'all think that Bridget Macron is just an ugly man? Or y'all think Candice is on to something? Back out a little bit. There we go. What y'all think? What's up, Michelle Clark in the building? Say yes, that's a man. I feel like women would know better than men. Like we don't know. I seen a really tall woman one day, and I was like, damn, she tall as shit. Like, is that really a guy? Or is that really a woman? I couldn't tell. She was tall as fuck. That shit, I was like, damn. She like 6'1". She probably wear the same shoe I wear. It looked like a woman though. It looked like a woman, but I don't know. You know what I mean? Y'all look it up. You never seen it? Right, that's what let's go look, yo. Just look up Brigitte. Bridget is Bridget. I'm saying Brigitte like I'm in France. Bridget Macron. Macron. Bridget Macron. Just look at pictures. Almost like she's like a burn victim or something. I don't fucking know. Like my initial response when I first seen the picture of her, like I said, when Biden and his wife was either over there or the prime minister came here, and they had their little photo op. They were standing on like a red carpet, and I was looking, and I just stopped the video, and I was like, "Hey, yo, is she a man?" Like that was my initial response, right? I had never seen anybody else say anything about it but me. And then some of y'all came out and said, "Yo, Candice think the same shit," and I'm like, I ain't never heard Candice say nothing about it. I'm like, I'm just like, that was my first time seeing her, and I was like, yo, that's wild, but it makes sense. But it makes sense. You know what I mean? So I don't know, yo. I think it's interesting. But the crazy part about it is that, you can't pay people no mind like that. Like, I'm not saying Candice is wrong. I think Candice is all the way right. Especially because Candice, a lot of her research came from these journalists from overseas who did a real deep dive on Bridget Macron, and they had some evidence to substantiate their claims that she was, in fact, a trans woman, which I thought was really fucking interesting. But they, like I said, Bridget Macron, she sued those journalists over bullying. Sued over bullying, not defamation. What's up, y'all? Sued over bullying and not defamation. But this one, they coming after her on defamation. If she get in court and she justifies her fucking claims, that's going to be crazy for the prime minister. That's going to be crazy for the prime minister. He going to look fucking horrible. Candice for Grifter of the Year. She need a three-peat. Candice need a three-peat. But Candice won Grifter of the Year 2 years running, right? Candice won 2 years running. Grifter of the Year. She won 2 years in a row, if I'm not mistaken. Candice need a third ring. Unk said MI6 is Candice's source. Had me floored. I don't know. She's on the Chicago Bulls run. Hey, what's up, Montoya? Bridget supposedly has 3 children from a previous marriage. Interesting. I don't know. Like I said, I just want to know what y'all think. Y'all think she might be a man? Or y'all think that she's just an ugly woman? I'm just saying. I won't say ugly. I'll say unfortunate looking. Y'all think she's a man or an unfortunate looking woman? How about that? Does that sound better? The son been kicking her ass. Right, like she like a burn victim, right? That's what, like I said, like I don't know. Like botched surgeries or something. I don't know. Allegedly there's no pictures of her as a kid. I don't know. All I know is it's very interesting. It's something that's fun. And I want to see if Candice fucking wins. If Candice wins, that's gonna be wild. That'd be fucking wild. Candice sound like she's like, I'm confident in my allegations. Candice said, he shit. Josh King says unattractive. Who Mike? Well, Mike was a burn victim. Are you talking about Michelle Obama or you talking about Michael Jackson? I thought you talking about Michael Jackson. Michael Jackson was a burn victim. That Pepsi commercial fucked him up. That Pepsi commercial fucked him up. $86 degrees. Hey, yo. So, football season has started for the kids. All right, started for my son at least. I remember football season starting like August 1st. August 1st was always the start of football season. They starting early and shit. They think these kids is fucking about to get contracts to the NFL. Fucking college shit. You know what I mean? I'm just like, y'all gotta cut it out. Samuel Jackson is Michael Jackson's cousin. Along with who? Stevie Wonder and Tracy Chapman, is that right? Mop says she all the way busted. Oh man, I don't know. But these kids are some of the most out of shape fucking kids I've ever seen. These kids are some of the most out of shape kids I've ever seen. Bruh. Like back in the day, like I was talking about earlier, like last week. Back in the day, right? Back in the day, we didn't stay in a house like that. Like we wasn't just in a house all day playing video games, drinking up all the Kool-Aid. Our parents wasn't having that shit. The minute you start eating too much, you had to go outside. You had to go outside. You know, about to get an NIL deal. Shit, I need some money. Tell that nigga to do something. But nah, so we get out there, right? And the first thing, you know how it is when you play football. The first day of football season, like the first week really is conditioning. You want to separate the wheat from the chaff. You want to separate the weak links from the strong kids, right? So the first week is conditioning. So we got the kids running hills, and y'all know how hills be, boy. Running hills is fucking horrible. Even if you're in shape, running hills is bad. But these kids, when I say out of shape, like when we was kids, we might have made it to 10 hills before we fatigued out. Like, yo, all right, this shit crazy. We just ran this hill 10 times. I'm tired. I'm getting tired. These kids went up and down the hill maybe twice. Had kids throwing up. We had kids cramp up. Kids start crying. One kid fell out and shit like he just found out his mother passed away. I'm like, get your ass up. One kid showed up in a sweatsuit. It was 90 degrees outside. One kid showed up in a sweatsuit. Well, it was a hoodie and sweat shorts. And he didn't have a t-shirt on under the hoodie. And I'm like, fuck it. It's hot. You gonna have to go shirtless, homie. Because he's like, Coach B. If y'all don't know my name, Brandon. Coach B. I'm hot. I'm tired, Coach B. I said, because you have that fucking hoodie on. Take the goddamn hoodie off. I can't. Why not? I don't got no shirt on under it. I said, all right. You want to go shirtless then. Don't pass out. I'm like, what the fuck? Who leaves? These new kids is different. These new fucking kids is different. Who the fuck comes outside in 90-degree weather to play football in a fucking hoodie and no shirt on under the hoodie? Oklahoma drills, they outlawed them shits. Can't even do that no more. So he made it through practice, but his ass was hurting. I said, don't wear that shit no more. What's wrong with you? It's too hot for that. T-shirts and shorts, bro. And he a little big boy. He a little fat kid. He not fat. He a big boy. Like he a strong big kid. Like he gonna be like fucking the Blind Side. The fuck was his name again? He gonna be like fucking Michael Orr off this bitch, right? Got talent. Just I don't know what's wrong with these kids, yo. They 11. When I was 11, I was outside getting ready for football season. I'm out in the yard doing fucking suicides and wind sprints, all that shit. Push-ups. These kids, they done spent the whole summer playing Fortnite, drinking up all the juice in the house, eating up all the fucking Hot Pockets and toasting those pizza rolls and shit. And they come out the football practice like this shit gonna be easy. I don't know if hopefully the one little kid ain't quit, because I ain't see him yesterday. I hope he didn't quit. But this kid was over that motherfucker, falling out and shit, I'm like, come on, yo. It takes more energy to do that shit than to run this hill. Stop all that crying and screaming and shit, yo. Let's go. Right? But at the same time, you gotta be like sensitive to the shit, because these kids ain't like us. Back when I played football, we ain't get no fucking water breaks like that. We might got a couple of water breaks through practice. We had to suck that shit up for the most part. It wasn't until these two kids died at football practice in like 2002. I think it was 2001. Yeah, like 2001, these two kids died at football practice from dehydration. That the county made mandatory water breaks every 30 minutes. We had to get water breaks every 30 minutes. Other than that, it was whenever the fucking coach said, all right, go get some water, y'all little bitches. These kids, I gotta watch. Like, all right, look, you can't make it up the hill. I need push-ups. I gotta make them do something. Like, you ain't gonna stop moving. You know, I need squats. If you ain't getting up this hill, I can't do it. I can't do it. All right, well, when they run this hill, I need you to start hit me with some. I need 10 air squats. Let's go. All right, you gotta keep moving. You gotta get in shape. They barely do that shit. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Kids are snotting and shit, all crying. I'm like, what the fuck is this shit? I'd have got my ass whooped if my father saw me over that bitch snotting and crying and shit because I'm running hills, falling out because I can't do it. I got my ass whooped, and then I would have to stay after practice and run more hills. Like it's like 2 days in football practice for that first week, maybe 2 weeks is boot camp. That shit is fucking boot camp. You know what I mean? You don't understand why you had to make a weight limit? Because there was a kid on another team that was a butterbean Hughes when I was a kid. Like, but even with that shit, like we had, like you said, we had to make weight back in the day. I never had a problem making weight. But there was a couple kids I knew that was wearing trash bags the day before the game trying to get down to the right weight. Now they just be like, oh, this kid is like 20 pounds overweight. Here, put this red stripe on his helmet so we know that he's overweight. But they still get to play. That's the crazy shit. This kid is he over the weight limit. So instead of like benching him or taking his jersey and say he can't play today until he make weight, which is more of an incentive to fucking lose weight, they like, all right, just put this stripe on his helmet and he can still play. I'm like, oh, Lord of mercy. Yeah, weak minds materialize to the physical. Yeah. It's a weight limit, but then it might as well not be a weight limit. Like, it's weird. It's weird as fuck. So, like, we got, like, one kid that might be a little overweight. He might not. He'll be the kid with the fucking stripe on his helmet. He'll be the kid with the stripe on his helmet. But he still get to play. It's weird as shit. If we didn't make weight, we could not play. Or we had to move up. Yeah, I agree, Justine. I agree. But they got a scrimmage in like 2 weeks. So I'm like, oh, Lord have mercy. I hope this work out. Now, they got me in charge of the offensive and defensive line. Right? So I'm in charge of the offensive and defensive line. I'm going to get these little kids whipped into shape, make them little animals, right? Because I'm trying to explain to them, right? Trying to explain to them that nothing can move without the offensive line. Nothing can move without the defensive line. If you don't get a good push, your linebackers and stuff, they can't make plays. If you don't get a good push on the offensive line, your running back and your receivers and your quarterback don't got time to make a play. They're all important. We back. One in the chat if y'all can hear me. One in the chat if y'all can hear me clearly. I'm going to get a new mic system because... Actually, I don't think it's the mic system. I think it's my charger when it connects to the mic system. I think that's the issue. It's the charger when it connects to the mic system. Yeah, we back. I think it's my charger. Can you hear me clearly, Josh? Alright, that's what's up. Can y'all hear the air, or do y'all hear me clear? I'm thinking the sound should be coming. The sound should be coming through my my glasses. Hopefully, the sound should be coming through my glasses. Just want to make sure y'all hear me. You also okay? So it's not coming through the glasses. That sucks. All right. What's up? We got Carlos in the building. What's up, Carlos? What's up? Anyway, but yeah, like I was saying, yo, these kids are soft nowadays. We got a couple kids. We got one kid on the team. He like a goddamn serial killer. This little kid on the team, like a fucking serial killer. He be having like this dead stare. He just super confident in himself. Shit is funny. Not much, yo. We just got talking about how unfortunate looking Bridget Macron looks. Yeah, I mean, we just got through doing that. Now we talking about these kids playing sports. Some of these kids, man, they soft, yo. They parents, yo. Parents just not paying them no mind. Let their kids sit around the house, eat all the Hot Pockets and shit. And then they come out and they want to play football because of fucking Madden. Because let's face it, there we go. Because let's face it, that's what it mostly is. It's because of fucking Madden. You just gotta know. No, he just like, I don't know, like almost like nonchalant, but he good. He's just got this deadpan look. It's scary. Shit. You know what I mean? That's the funny part. But we got a couple of kids that can play. We got some kids that's real timid. We're gonna see how they are. We're gonna see how they are when the pads get on. My son talk mad shit. But that nigga get out there. Sometimes that nigga freeze up. I be on his ass. Right? So, like, me and him gotta understand in this shit. Like I told you, my son on the spectrum, but he got all this athletic ability. Sometimes he get a little skittish. And I'm like, nigga, you my son. Okay? You put your mind to it, you gonna lay a nigga out. Alright? So he's starting to get it. He's starting to understand it. You know? So, I don't know. We just how this shit go. Like last year, they had a really good team. Because all the kids wanted to be fucking superstars. And they had a horrible fucking record. So all the kids want to do their own fucking thing. And they get on the field. They do all the good shit, all the right shit in practice, get on the field. They all want to try to do some extra shit. I'm like, yo, what the fuck is y'all doing? Y'all killing me, Peter. Y'all fucking killing me, Peter. Sometimes you gotta kind of like, the fathers understand. It be the mothers. It be the mothers who don't understand. It be the mothers that's like, look lady, you trying to turn your kid into a goddamn fucking man, goddamn. You trying to turn your kid into a man, goddamn. I put the kid trailer. You trying to turn your kid into a man, like, this is what we trying to do. You can't be out here mad because we're yelling at your son. Your son the way he is because ain't nobody fucking yelling at him. I'll say it again, your son is the way he is because ain't nobody fucking yelling at him. That baby in him and coddling him and telling him it's gonna be okay. Come over here and get some Gatorade. No, get your ass in practice. Now none of your other teammates over this bitch drinking Gatorade or getting a water break. When they get a water break, your ass gets a water break. That's how this shit works. I'm trying to tell these mothers that shit. Yo, these mothers don't like look, lady, go sit over there in your little chair with the fucking hand over the top of the fucking tent, whatever the fuck it is, awning over the top of your head. Go eat your sunflower seeds and drink your fucking Starbucks. What are you gonna deal with this? son the way he is now. I don't know where his daddy is. I don't know if daddy just out here working to provide. He ain't got time. I get it. But your son need a good old-fashioned foot up his ass. What's up, Sauce? Yeah, you got mothers that want their kids to be superstars. Like, my mother knew I was a fucking superstar, but guess what? My mother wasn't out there coddling me either. And if I did some dumb shit, my mother jumped on my ass just as much as my father jumped on my ass. I remember one day, we were playing this team when I was running the ball, and they didn't want to tackle me. This is like in the record league. Like, I think it was 8-10, 8-10, 8-10. And I'm running, and I'm just fucking bow, just running motherfuckers over. Boom! And one kid got smart. He's like, I'm gonna take this nigga legs. Oh shit! So this kid, I'm running and then I lower my shoulder and he not there. This nigga fucking Superman dove into my shins. Pow! Took a helmet to the shin. That shit hurt so fucking bad. I don't know if you ever took a helmet to the shin or anything to the shin. That shit fucking hurts. That shit sent me to the sideline for a minute. I'm just sitting there. My mother come over there like, you okay? Yeah, I'm okay. What you doing? Sit down. Get up. My shin hurt. Can you run? I think so. I was like, run down there and back. I ran down and back. She's like, get your ass back in that game. And she went right back in the motherfucking stands. She was like, hey Tony. He ready. Got her ass right back in the stand. And my big ass got right back in the game. You know what I mean? Oh, you play soccer. Yeah, your shit is different. Nigga, that helmet to the shin fucking hurt. Oh, that's what's up, y'all. That's what's up. But yeah, so these kids don't know toughness, man. These kids don't know toughness. They don't know what a crackback feel like. You know what I mean? They don't know what a crackback feel like. You gotta get your shit together and get back in the goddamn game. You know what I mean? So we gonna look these kids in the shape. They got talent. All these kids got talent individually. They just gotta learn how to put it together and come together as a team. Especially on like the defensive side. So I'm gonna work with the linemen. I'm gonna get these little niggas in the big animals, okay? Like these kids, they don't want to hurt each other. Like I'm like, yo, it's the only sport where you can knock somebody's block off and not get in trouble. You know what I mean? This is the only sport that you can play that you can knock a motherfucking block off. Other than hockey, probably. And not get in trouble, yo. Like, you can hit a nigga full speed, take him off his feet. I used to love knocking snot bubbles out of people. Yeah, they're not allowed to do Oklahoma's more. They're not allowed to do the Oklahoma's anymore. That was my favorite drill. That was Oklahoma's, boy. That was my shit. That was my jam all the way till I graduated. Because nobody fucked with me in Oklahoma's, yo. That's what I tell them to do, though, Carlos. I'd be like, hey, yo, go home. Like, I didn't have YouTube. I ain't have YouTube. I had to hope that Mike Allstott or Eddie George had a fucking great game that weekend or that Monday night. So I could learn something. I had to hope Javon Curse had a good game that Sunday or that Monday. So I could learn something. And I would go out there and be like, all right, this is what Javon Curse did. I was a good defensive end because I watched Javon Curse play defensive end. Dead ass. I watched him. I was like, oh, all right, okay. All right, okay. Huh. He was speed. Speed was everything for him. I said, I gotta be fast. Like he's fast. And I get it. And I was tilling him. Mike Allstott, I wanted to run niggas over like Mike Allstott, and I wanted to have the fucking same agility that Eddie George had. They were my two favorite running backs when I was coming up. Javon Curse and Eddie George. Because I was a taller kid. So like Eddie George was a 6'3" running back. We ain't seen that shit since fucking his name. I don't know why. This shit on the fucking end took my time. No, not Steven Jackson. God damn, he on the race. Why the fuck I can't? Yo, my brain been fucked. I've been burning the. She look crazy as hell. What the fuck is on her head? Yo, I've been burning the oil. I've been burning the candle of both things. Yo, my brain is spaghetti right now. I'm so fucking tired. I'm so fucking tired now. Derrick Henry. There we go. We ain't seen the nigga. We ain't seen the nigga that big since Derrick Henry. You know what I mean? And I just wanted to run like that. Derrick Henry runs like I ran in high school. Derrick Henry, he runs like I ran in high school. The only difference between me and Derrick Henry is that I didn't stand up until I was in open field. So like I tried to like combine, like I said, Eddie George and Mike Allstott from the line of scrimmage to the secondary. I was Mike Allstott. I'm down low. I'm trucking you. And then once I got open field, then I came up and I fucking turned on the fucking boosters. That's how I played. From the line of scrimmage. My father tell y'all that to this day. My father thought my stance in the backfield was weird until you realize what I was doing. I wish I still had my highlight tapes. He probably did. It's probably in his ad. Anyway, but my father thought it was weird. Like, what the fuck is this boy doing? Until he realized what I was doing. Oh, Brandon Jacobs. That's right. Brandon Jacobs was a monster. He was Brandon Jacobs was with the Giants, right? Brandon Jacobs with the Giants. But yeah, so what I would do, right, because, you know, most running backs, they put their hands on their knees and they just kind of got like a flat foot stance and they just kind of hunched over. I didn't do that. I would get on my toes, right? I would lean forward on my toes into a squat, like a half of a squat, and put my elbows on my knees. So I was down low. The reason I did it, like say if you went down into a half squat and then you just came up on your toes in that half squat and then lean forward. The reason I did it was for two reasons. I needed to read the defense. So if I had a fullback in front of me, it was hard for them to see my eyes. So I could scan the back. I could scan the defense. The second reason was because I was loading up my calves and my quads so I could launch the minute the ball was snapped. Like I said, so I would load up my calves, I would load up my quads so I could launch the minute the ball was snapped. So by the time I got to the fucking line of scrimmage, I'm damn near 80% of my speed. I mean, I'm hitting that bitch I'm hitting the line of scrimmage at 80%. By the time I got the ball and I get to the secondary, I'm at 100% just fucking wrecking ball. And I'm out of there. Either I'm out of there or I got 10 yards. I done got 10 yards. I'm trying to teach these kids that shit. Like, yo, you gotta be smart. You gotta be situationally aware. You gotta have good body awareness. You got a really good body awareness. Yeah, yep. I just, like, Jerome Bettis was the man, but it was something about Mike Allstott. That nigga was just a fucking, he was the juggernaut. Mike Allstott was the juggernaut. Jerome Bettis was a fucking juggernaut too, but Mike Allstott was a fucking juggernaut. I was like, when I seen Mike Allstott fucking level Ray Lewis, I was like, God damn. Look at that white boy run like that. I seen Mike Allstott level Ray Lewis. I was like, that motherfucker's a bad man. that motherfucker is a bad man. Like, damn. Like, Ray Lewis had stood no chance. It's like, shit. Fuck. I said, that's what I could do. I'm about like that. And I would just, but I'm like, I was always like, listen, I'm gonna figure out, I'm gonna overthink or something. Right? I need a bigger advantage. Because you know, back in my day, defensive linemen, that mother in high school, a defensive lineman in high school, they was big as fuck. You talking about they starting at 230, 240 in high school. They start about 240. I'm coming through the line at I think my biggest was 225. I think my senior year I was 225 pounds. Yeah, you hardly ever see Ray Lewis get rough, you know. And Mike Boston hit that nigga. I was like, damn. That was wild. So I'm like, all right, I got speed is everything. I learned that in martial arts. Speed is everything. So I was like, you know, think about it, right? And I tell these kids the same thing. I said, when you see a car crash, I said, if two cars is going 10 miles an hour, is there a lot of damage? Like, no, it's not a whole lot of damage at 10 miles an hour. I said, but two cars moving at 50 miles an hour is a lot of damage, ain't it? I said, yeah. I was like, see, the faster you're moving, the more damage you do. So I was like, so I want to move fast. The faster I'm moving, the harder I'm going to hit somebody. So I wanted to be damn near 100 miles an hour when I got the ball already. No slowing up. I'm slamming into you, and you better hold on tight. You're either gonna be, my cleats gonna be in your chest, or you're gonna go for a nice 5-yard ride before I go down. Started with a B and a D. I don't know what that might have been. Red colors. I don't know. Bethesda? Or was it Archbishop Curley? My biggest was 265 by the time. This season, I think, was at 240 superstar, 225, had a 6-pack. Yeah, I was 225 pounds. I was 225 pounds my senior year. That's how big I was. I was 6 feet, 225 pounds. Solid muscle, all muscle. But I had like 4 or 5% body fat, which is crazy. But yeah, these kids, man, they not built like we used to be built. Like I said, our parents ain't let us sit in the house all day. We was outside fucking living adventures and shit. And that's what I was telling one of the other coaches. I'm like, these kids stay in the house all day. I said, even the most out of shape kid when we were kids was outside. Even the most out of shape kid you knew when we was kids he was outside with us. So he really wasn't that, like, compared to these kids today, that kid wouldn't even be as out of shape as these kids are now. You know what I mean? These kids wouldn't even be as fucking out of shape as these kids are now. They just sit in the house and they drink a bunch of nothing, and they get out there and all that sugar and shit in their system, and that fucking heat hit them, and they start working, you can drive the fuck out. Like I told the kids today, so the first thing y'all do when y'all wake up in the morning, drink a glass of water. Drink a glass of water, and then drink a glass of water in the afternoon, and then drink a glass of water before you come out to practice, and then bring a water jug. These kids be coming out here with 16 ounces of like a water bottle. They come out here with a little ass Deer Park water bottle, and I'm looking at parents like, what the fuck is wrong with your parents? That water the first break, and then they're like, Coach B, I ain't got no water. And I'm looking like, why the fuck you bring that little ass water bottle? I told them, I said, yo, tell your parents, I said, it's 8 o'clock. He's practicing at 8. It's 8 o'clock. I'm like, tell your parents to take you to 5 and Below and get you a water jug. 5 and Below still open. Get you a water jug. Fill it with ice and water and put a little pinch of salt in there. Or get you a Gatorade and fill your drink with half water, half Gatorade. I said, don't come back out here with these little ass plastic water bottles. Yeah, that's exactly what it is, Carlos. That's exactly what this little ass fucking water bottles, y'all. Be tripping me out, bro. I'm like, I just see little water bottles. Like, yo, nah. I said, unless you come with a cooler, like, get a water jug, fill it with ice, fill it with water. And my son got his water jug all made up right now. He good. I carry this with me. I carry this big ass motherfucker with me. Right here. Alright. I was on Stanley. I had this thing for like 6 years. I was on Stanley's before Stanley's was popular, okay? This big motherfucker cost me $20 when I bought it. Brand new from fucking Target. $20 Stanley fucking tumbler. Whatever the fuck this shit is. It's fantastic. And this shit only cost me $20 before all the white women started loving Stanley's. Now this bitch probably like a fucking $100 Stanley or some shit. I don't know. And I'm like, yo, get you one of them shits. Oh, the old school Gatorade joint, yo. I got a Gatorade cooler in the garage, but like, I don't always take my truck. I usually take sometimes I take this car and sometimes I take the truck. But I ain't about to be that parent. Like, cause last year I did that shit. That shit started racking up. Every football game, I would stop. I would get 2 bags of ice, and then I would fill it, and I would fill it. They got a water jar. I fill it with water and ice, and then I put electrolyte powder in that shit. And like that shit cost after a while. Like, I'm only doing that shit. So I told her, I said, I'll bring it sometimes. I can't promise I'll bring it for y'all all the time, okay? Because I ain't always have my car in my truck. Yeah, but Gatorade, you gotta like do half and half. I learned that in high school. People come to football practice and want Gatorades and shit. And the coach was like, y'all tripping, that shit don't dry out the fuck out. He was like, take half that Gatorade and pour it in another, and pour it in half of water, and then y'all go. So I started doing that shit. Space Jam was telling you the truth. You know what's good to get? And shout out to Trish. Shout out to Trish Rulo. Trish, Trish is fantastic. She did my Hotel Nation 501c3. But she put me on with this stuff called Element. When you look it up, it's just LMNT. LMNT. It's clean as shit. Potassium, sodium. Got like 1,000 milligrams of sodium in that bitch. I forgot how much potassium, but it's great for hydration. So I put one in my son's water. I put one in my water, and then like he's been alright. Their parents, like they don't be like yo, y'all gotta take some fucking y'all gotta take time out to be involved. Y'all gotta take some interest in your kids, yo. And what they doing. You can't just sign them up for football, bring that nigga out there. You don't even know if his cleats fit. He might not got cleats. One kid showed up in slides. I swear, yo, one kid showed up in slides, bro. Luckily, the rec league we play for, size they need. So you go up there, there's a bin up there, find your shoe size and get you a pair of cleats. It's just daycare, yeah. So I'm telling you, and I'll be talking to the parents after the fact, like, hey, look, it should be hot. Get them a water jug, you know, preferably something that hold a liter, at least a liter of water. Make sure it's got good ice in it, you know, or freeze it and then take it out halfway through the day, so it can start to, defrost. And then by the time you get to practice, you got good ice water. You know, I tell them put a little salt, sea salt, so that it can shuttle the water through his fucking veins and then all of his muscles and shit, because these kids be dehydrated. And the fastest way to hydrate the body is salt, especially like sea salt or Celtic salt, right? So like some days if I ain't got no like electrolyte powder, take a pinch of sea salt, maybe 2 pinches of sea salt, drop it in the water. I got some potassium chloride in the house too. Take a little scoop of potassium chloride, shake that shit up real good, and I can feel the water going into like my muscles and my fucking skin and shit. It feel crazy. I feel it. But these kids are dehydrated because they're drinking all this bullshit. They drink all this bullshit. And then they get outside the football practice and now the motherfuckers got cotton mouth and shit. Looking crazy. So, it's just weird seeing this generation of kids not as tough as we were, or not having the same resolve as we had, which is interesting to me. Like, I'm just like, man, like my son, I'm proud of him because that nigga was up there, motherfucker, but his ass he ain't fucking quit. It was like day 3 of hills. So he been running hills for like 3 days straight for like at least 30 minutes. And my son, that nigga was like, it's the 3rd day is when this nigga started. Because I'm like, you gave him a laser, daddy. It's like, it's alright, let's keep pumping, keep going, need some water. I said, you get some water in a minute, keep going, bro, get up that hill, let's go. He sucked that shit up and got up that fucking hill. He never quit. That nigga, he might have had tears coming down his eyes, but that nigga did not quit. That nigga kept running them hills as fast as he could run the hills. His legs hurt, and that nigga still made it up that goddamn hill. He made it back down that goddamn hill. He did his push-ups. He did his fucking 6 inches. He made his ass back up that hill. He finished. He drank his water. He felt good about himself. He felt good about himself. Yeah, prom is ass, yo. Prom is terrible. You enjoyed hills? I hated that. And now what I will say is hills made me faster. It made me faster, and it made me, because like running hills is almost like resistance training. Running hills is almost like, because if you can get up a hill pretty quick, if you get up hills fast, you build that strength up in your legs, and it helps you when you just on level ground. Walter Payton ran hills. That nigga ran like some crazy ass hill. Walter Payton, that's what he did. More plays, more dates. Prom is terrible, yo. It's fucking terrible. It's disgusting too. Kids only wanted, and they knew what they was doing. They was marketing that shit. They knew kids was gonna buy that shit left and right. They knew kids was gonna buy that shit left and right. Anyway, a couple more things I want to talk about before I get out of here. One, what's the kid's name? The police broke the fucking window and snatched his ass out the car. Ben Crump on the case now. I made a video on it. I made a video on that shit. I forgot. But look, I watched the whole video, right? I did a video on the video, right? It's all over, it's on Twitter and everywhere else, and they start posting it to YouTube. But YouTube just be fucking with my shit. Anyway, so I watched the video, and I'm sitting there, and the police pulls him over. The kid opens the door. He's got a fucking attitude. He's combative. The police officer goes, why you pull me over? He's like, well, I pulled you over because you don't got your lights on, and you inclement weather, and you didn't have your so much the daytime. He said, but and the kid was just being a dickhead, right? So the kid did one thing right. The kid did one thing right. Yeah, they grifting hard. The kid did one thing right, right? The kid has to see the supervisor. He did one thing right. He has to see the supervisor, which I agree with. Now, it doesn't excuse the excessive force that the police used once they broke the window. I'm going to say that off the top. The police used... Yeah, it's mandatory. And you got wipers. I think like North Carolina is one of them. I think Virginia, parts of Virginia is the same. But I'm not going to excuse, I can't excuse what the police did. It was excessive force once they got him out of the car. Right? Once they broke the window, I feel like it was excessive force. Right? You can tell it was all out of frustration with the police. This is what I want to say about this situation. Right? That's what I'm going to say about this situation. None of that shit had to happen. None of that had to happen. There's a certain way, and even King Randall was teaching these young kids that he does with extra boys how to interact with the police. He even brought an officer in to show how to interact with the police. Now, people like to keep it real. They want to keep it 10 toes down. Fuck that shit. Your job is to get home safe. Your job is to get home safely. Okay? When a police officer pulled him over, right, he opens his car door, which I would never advise you to do. Right? I would never advise you to do. Now, the kid said that his window was broken, he had to open the car door. Okay. The police officer didn't even react to that shit. He just asked why'd you open the door. He says, my window's broke, I can't put the window down. Okay. Alright, cool. Then he starts, what you put me over for? And he starts being combative, he starts having an attitude. So then the police officer goes, I'm gonna need you to step out the car. Exactly, Noel. Thank you, Noel. Same, yeah, I agree, Sauce. So, yeah, why have a court on the street do that in the courtroom? Exactly, right? So check it, right? So, if I was a cop and I pulled someone over and they busted their door open, I'd immediately be suspicious. Exactly, right? Because now you think somebody's gonna run on you. Anyway, so I gave him that. So he asked for the supervisor, which he's supposed to do. So the police officer goes, I need you to step out of the car. He goes, no, shuts the door and locks it. This is where shit goes south now. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you why. And I did a video on this, guys. I'll be putting fire on the fucking timeline, okay? Putting fire on the timeline. Share that shit. There's a law, Supreme Court law, called Pennsylvania versus Mims. Again, Pennsylvania versus Mims. I do not agree with it. Me and Miss Pinky, not the fucking porn star, the one on Twitter. All right. We were talking about it in the spaces before, but Pennsylvania versus Mims states that if a police officer, for any reason, asks you to step out of your vehicle, you have to step out of your vehicle. And if you don't step out of your vehicle, they're going to snatch your ass out of that vehicle. By law, they can do that. So all of that whole, I ain't do nothing, I ain't got to get out of the car, that shit does not fly in any fucking state. Pennsylvania versus Mims made that shit clear. If for whatever reason a police officer asks you to step out of your car, you have to step out of your car. If you do not step out of your car, it's going to be a bad fucking day for you. Like I said, I disagree with that fucking law. I disagree with that shit. Period. Full stop. I think it's the dumbest shit in the world, but it's a law. So when the police, first off, the kids shouldn't have been as fucking combative. Because traffic stops is always up here already. We already ramped the fuck up. The police officer don't know what to expect. There's a tenant car with tenant windows. I can't see in the bitch for the most part. The guy just opened the door. What the fuck he got? What he gonna do? Is he gonna shoot it? Like, it's already up here. It's your job to de-escalate that stop. You got 5% on your shit? Yeah, you need to roll all that shit down. It's your job to de-escalate that stop and bring it down here. Make the cop feel comfortable. So we ain't got all this shit. I get pulled over. I got my gun on me all the fucking time. Never had a fucking problem. And I tell them straight. Never had a fucking problem. Ever with a police officer. Ever had a problem. Actually, no, I lied. I had a situation when I was like 19. Matter of fact, I'm gonna tell this story. I had a situation when I was 19. I went and picked my aunt up from wherever the fuck I picked her up from because it was raining and she didn't want to drive her bike back. So I went and picked her up, took her back to her apartment, and then I was leaving. I'm about to go to the club, right? I'm about to go to the Paradox. This is like college night. This is like an after hours college night spot. So I'm about to go to the docks on Friday night. I stopped, go to Bank of America, across street from my apartment, grab some money, get some gas from the gas station across street from my apartment, and then I see a bunch of police officers sitting in the parking lot. Thank you. Got my car, pulled out to the light. I see fucking lights light me up. Here we go with this shit. There's like 6 officers behind me. 6 officers at 2 a.m. Cop come over, like, how you doing, sir? What's the problem? Your exhaust is way too loud. You have any guns and drugs on you? That's exactly how he said that shit. And I'm like, I didn't even get on my throttle, the light is like right here. I didn't even get on my throttle. What are you talking about? No, sir, I don't have any guns or drugs. I'm irritated, but I see 6 police officers. Okay? And I just told y'all what the fuck I look like back here. I'm 6 feet, 225 solid. I'm a big nigga. So I'm like, I look in the mirror, I said, no, I don't, sir. You mind stepping out the car, sir? Now, I didn't know about Pennsylvania versus Mims and all that other shit, but you know what I knew? I knew it had fucking common sense. Right? You had fucking common sense. I knew it was 6 officers at 2 a.m. Niggas say whatever the fuck they want. Nobody's outside to witness it. I stepped my ass out the car. They sat me on the curb and they trashed my fucking car. And then it was like, okay. Never gave me a fucking warning for my exhaust. Never gave me a ticket for my exhaust. It was like, you're free to go. I looked at my car, shit was trash. I'm like, and they went through everything but the truck. Like I said, you can't go in the truck, it's locked. They trashed my whole shit. So, my mom was trying to hit me on the next tower, and I told her what happened. She came up there, and I had already left. She went across the street because she was a CO. She went across the street in front of the police. Like, what the fuck was that? We had my nephew hemmed up for what? Blah, 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 blah. This kid shut the door box. Now he don't want to get out. So they kept giving him chance after chance after chance to open his door, just get out the car. Even the supervisor's there at this point. The kid wouldn't get out the car. The supervisor said, "Go ahead." They fucking break the glass window and they open the door and he snatched his ass out. Now before they broke the glass, the one cop that broke the glass punched him in the fucking face. I'm like, he didn't have to punch him in the fucking face. They snatched him out the car. He's still kind of resisting. They put his ass in the car. They punched his ass again. I'm just like, y'all didn't have to do that. That's excessive. That's excessive. However, none of that shit had to go down. If the kid just would have fucking did what he did, this and the guy who hit him, he just comply, right? You gotta comply. You know, I could just put the car. If the kid would have just got the fuck out the car, let the cop give him a fucking ticket, or just shut the fuck up when the cop got there and said, "I'm pulling you over for your seatbelt and your fucking headlights." Take the fucking ticket or warning that he's going to give you, and then fucking, once the stop is complete, then you ask for the supervisor. You discuss what happened with the supervisor, and then you file a complaint at the precinct. And then if you feel like you've been wrong, then you go call Big Con and you deal with it after the fucking stop. After the stop. If I got pulled over today and I had a dickhead cop right here on my left, I'm gonna just do what he told me to do. Can you call your supervisor, please, sir? Or I'm gonna call the precinct if you don't want to give me this fucking supervisor. And I have the precinct to send the supervisor out. Tell the supervisor what happened. And then let the supervisor chew his ass out. I've done that before. I've done that shit before. State trooper. Coming back from Delaware, to go watch UFC fight at his house. Coming back down, one of my headlights went out. I forgot what I did. Anyway, 2 state troopers pulled me over. 1 state trooper wrote me a warning. Like, yeah, just get you like fish, man. Have a good trip. Just be safe getting home, right? Chuck Mangione died today too? Damn. How old was he? Second state trooper pulled me over like 10 miles down. He's got, and I showed him, I said, "Yeah, I already got a warning for my life." He's like, "Oh, okay, must have hit the system yet. No problem. Be safe getting home." 2 white state troopers. Get on, get okay, must have hit the system yet. All right, thanks for showing me that. You're good. On the radio ahead. What's up, brother? I'm gonna radio ahead and let brother, if they see your car, that you're good. Thank you, I appreciate it, sir. I get almost to like 95 or 695 and get back home. Get lit up by another state trooper. What the fuck is this shit? So he pulls me over. And he's a dickhead, black cop. Black cop. There's always a black cop. Every issue I've ever had was a black fucking cop. Anyway, I rolled one more down. I said, "I ain't doing sir. You had no more. My headlights out. Here's the warning that another state trooper gave me not too far away. He said he's going to read over here and tell you, tell people that he goes, I don't care about that. I don't care about that. Here's the warning. I pulled you over. Black cop. You're not here to like, yeah, we know this bullshit. Like, so he said that, I'm good. He gave me the warning. And just leave the radio ahead and let y'all know that I'm good. He gave me the warning because it's just not the system yet. I don't care. You drove past me and I was giving somebody else a ticket and you were too close. I'm like, what are you talking about? He's like, "Do you know what the move over law is?" I'm like, "No, sir, I don't know what the move over law is." I was like, "Move over law? Like, I don't know what that is." "Take a guess." I said, "Is it if it's an emergency vehicle that's coming up on me to move over so they can pass me?" No, if you see a state trooper or you see a law enforcement officer or an emergency vehicle on the side of the road, you're supposed to move over to the next lane. I said, "I never heard of that, sir. I apologize if that's what I did." And then writes me a ticket for my light that I already got a warrant for. I said, can you call for your supervisor, sir? No, I don't need to do that. I said, okay. So I called the local state police barracks, and I asked for the supervisor. You know who the supervisor was? That came to me, the supervisor? The supervisor was the one that wrote me the fucking warning. He comes down and goes, and he already must have known that this state trooper was a dickhead, because he gets there and I see him get out the car. He just looks up and then comes over. Then he goes, everything okay? I said, I showed him. He said he didn't care about you. He wrote me a ticket and he got mad because I didn't go to the next lane because he was serving somebody else a ticket. He said okay. So he went over there and I could see him fucking chewing the one cop out. I mean, chewing his ass out. He came over and he said, well, you already wrote the ticket, so this is what's going to happen. He's not going to show up, or he's not going to stand up for you when you go to court to contest this. He said he's not going to stand up. You go to court, he's not going to stand up, and he'll throw it out. I just had to talk with him, and we're good to go. Because he gave me a ticket for the headlight, and he gave me a ticket for not moving over. So when I got to court, when I contested it, he wasn't there. He wasn't there. And I fucking walked away. So again, if I would have started getting snippy with this cop, they gave me the ticket even though his supervisor gave me a warning like a few miles back. Guess what? I guarantee me and this nigga would be tussling on 95 and something would have happened to me. But I handled the stop the way I was supposed to handle it. Despite having an asshole cop right here. The same thing with the 6 police officers that was behind me from quote-unquote my exhaust. I handled this shit correctly and dealt with it later after the stop. This kid down in Jacksonville, I cannot excuse the police excessive force, because what they did was excessive. They had to punch him in the fucking face. They didn't have to fucking punch him and get on the ground and all this other shit. I could have broke the window, pulled his ass out of the car, put him up against the fucking car, and put cuffs on him. And then have to do all that other shit y'all did. However, that kid was being a dickhead and caused the shit that happened to him. What he should have did was fucking kept his fucking calm. He'd have never had to step out the fucking car. Just get the fucking ticket for the headlight, if he was going to give him a ticket. Get a ticket for the seatbelt. And if you felt like the police officer wrongfully pulled you over, you ask for the supervisor, you go to the precinct, and you file a complaint. Get a lawyer if you feel like you need to get a lawyer to fight it, whatever. And then handle it like that. If the police officer's being an asshole and told him to step out of the car, again guys, Pennsylvania versus Mims. Pennsylvania versus Mims, remember this shit? States that, it doesn't matter what state you're in, states that if a police officer for whatever reason tells you to step out of the car, you have to get out of the car or they will snatch your ass out of the car. It's a losing battle for you. Do what they say, take the ticket, whatever it is, and then handle that shit after the stop. Handle that shit after the stop. And you can keep it real, you can stand 10 toes down on your shit, and fuck that, fuck the police, I ain't getting no art. Go for it. Go for it. But I ain't about, me personally, I ain't about to sit there and deal with all of that shit. I'm not about to fucking deal with that shit. You know? I ain't about to deal with that shit. I'm gonna do what he asked me to do. And then if I got a problem with it, then I see a supervisor, just like I said with the state trooper. If you don't want to comply with that shit, okay, cool. Call precinct, can you see the supervisor over here? Officer, whatever, you need some fucking badge, whatever badge. And the supervisor comes just like what happened. But there are ways to deal with the police. Like I said, King Randall teaches his kids how to deal with the police. The kids and extra boys. My dad taught me and my sister and my brothers a long time ago how to deal with the police. shit already up here because of me, because of how big I am and shit like that. It's my job to bring their fucking tone down here and make them comfortable. So I can get the fuck out of there. I have no ego or go get pulled over. I got pulled over on the street one day. I got pulled over on the street. That's my fault. I fucking ran the light, made a left. He lit my ass up. Pulled the window down. He looked down. He saw who was like, oh, you know you fucking ran that light, right? I said, yeah, my bad. That's my fault. I was not paying attention. I slammed ran that light. He was 100% right. He was like, pay attention. And then he walked off, and that was it. I ain't even try to be a dickhead and none of that stuff. It goes a long way, y'all. It goes a long way. I've had cops come to me that would seem like they was a little aggressive, and then they seen that I had a calm demeanor about me, and I wasn't being combative. And guess what? That whole aggressive shit went out the window, and they felt comfortable. Nigga from Baltimore, he went viral. 2 guns deep. Y'all seen 2 guns deep? He from Baltimore. This nigga had a Pooh Shiesty on. He got a Glock on his chest and some more shit. Got pulled over by Baltimore City, Baltimore County, because he was so fucking cool about it. Nothing happened. That's how you deal with the police. And if you go watch this, matter of fact, let's do this. It's not all fucked up.
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely there's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. 2 things, you're not wearing your seatbelt on. 2 things on. 2 things, you're...
Is it too loud?
Lights on. 2
Yes, sir.
Is there a reason why you're popping the door open like that?
I don't have a window that works. Is there a reason that you're pulling me over?
Yeah, absolutely there's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. 2 things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement?
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
35. I'm fucking driver. I've already told you.
And you can see that he's being combative with. He's being fucking combative. He's being combative with the cop. No. Call your supervisor. And that's fine for the call and supervisor. He asked for license registration. He told you why he pulled you over. So he told you the just cause for him pulling you over. He's being combative about it. Now, do I agree? All right, I don't agree with that whole, it's gray outside, you need your fucking daytime running lights on. It's fucking dumb. It's fucking dumb. Okay, it's gray outside. You know, really? But motherfucker can't see my car because it's gray outside. He don't need to have a fucking license. However, it's a fucking law. Right? All right. But he's being combative.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle.
Alright. So y'all saw that, right? Let's run it back one time. Let's run it back one time. I'm gonna say it again.
Absolutely there's a reason why I'm pulling you over. For one thing, inclement weather, you don't have your lights on. 2 things, you're not wearing your seatbelt.
It's daylight. I don't need the lights. And it's not weather. It's not raining.
Oh, this is inclement?
It's not raining.
Okay, I'm not arguing with you. I'm telling you why I'm pulling you over. Give me your driver's license, registration, proof of insurance.
No, call your supervisor. Why?
Excuse me?
Call your supervisor. Why did you pull me over?
35. I'm fucking driver. I've already told you.
Why did you pull me over?
Step out of the vehicle.
No.
Step out of the vehicle.
Let me holler at y'all. Alright. Combative. lights on and he didn't have your seatbelt on. License and registration, please. There you go. There you go. No problem. Can you call your supervisor for me, sir? Like, it's a way to do the shit. And step out the... So, because he's being so combative, step out the vehicle, please. Because he's already in a position where he can run. Right? He got the door open. He's being combative. He's in a position where he can run. Step out the vehicle, please. No. Boom. Shuts the door, locks it. Now, again, like I said, when the cop broke the glass to get him out the car, he didn't have to punch him in the fucking face. He didn't have to punch him in the fucking face. Now, if he, I don't know, like, they saying he had a knife, I don't know. Right? I don't know. Right? Now I need to see the body cam footage of the cop to punch him in the fucking face. But I don't think I've seen that. I need to look for that. But I don't know if he had a knife. Maybe he did, maybe he didn't. He didn't have to punch him in the fucking face. Break the glass, open the door, snatch his ass out, put him against the car, put cuffs on him, frisk him, sit him on the curb or whatever until y'all guys finish whatever y'all want to do. You didn't have to do all that shit back here. It wasn't a felony stop. Now I don't know if not complying with the get out the car thing turns it into a felony stop. I don't know how that shit works. But to me, the force was unnecessary. However, the kid brought that shit on him. Y'all can think what you want. There's a way to deal with the police. Don't let these people gas y'all. Somebody gassed that kid up to think that he could do that. Somebody gassed that kid up to think that he could do that. You know what I mean? Just like how sovereign citizens told me you don't need a license plate, whatever the fuck. It's crazy. So like I said, guys, when you get stopped by the police, especially when you're black, that shit is up here already. I'm not gonna say because you're black. It depends on what area you're in. Like I know that if I'm in Baltimore City and a city cop pulled me over, I'm in certain parts of Baltimore County and the cop pulled me over and I know that I'm in a shitty area, yeah, I'm gonna go out of my way to be fucking polite. The shit already up here, yo. How many times I see some shit where the police got shot on the side of the road on a routine traffic stop? You know what I mean? Bring that shit down to here. All that kid needed to do was go, here you go, sir. Can you call your supervisor, please? When the supervisor got there and all the traffic stop was over, now you can file your grievance with the supervising officer. If you don't, like, the supervising officer don't handle the shit the way you want it handled, then okay, take legal action. But I'm gonna tell you this, y'all keep being dumb. I'm not saying people that's watching me here, but if anybody sees this shit that disagrees with me, y'all keep being stupid. Y'all keep telling people you don't gotta comply, you ain't gotta get out your car. You're gonna get somebody fucked up. You're gonna get somebody hurt. Just like whoever told that kid he didn't need to get out of his car, and he had the right to lock the door and shit, got that kid fucked up. And the police fucked themselves because of the excessive force they used once they got him out the car. The kid gonna get a check. The kid probably gonna end up getting a check. The city's gonna settle. He gonna get a fucking check. The city probably not gonna stand behind their police officers. But none of that shit that transpired throughout that traffic stop had to happen. Period. So, anyway, guys, I done waxed poetic for too long. It is 2:17. The Griff Report. Oh, it's not even called the Griff Report. What's it called? Hotep Jesus Live. Hotep Jesus Live is now on. Hotep Jesus Live is now on. Go on over there and tell them Cannon Hotep sent you. Anyway, guys, until next time, it's Cannon Hotep saying be blessed, stay strapped, don't miss. And don't worry about tomorrow, guys. Tomorrow